Hi, guys. So, it's been a couple weeks. The last video that I made was the Mother's Day video for the Courthouse Kidnapping channel. No, actually, I made a video a couple days later thanking just everyone for all of your kind words and support. I get the emails. I'm so grateful. Those holidays are rough. That was the fourth one. It was the fourth Mother's Day since my children were taken, trafficked rather, through perjury, lies, manipulation, corruption, crime. Mostly committed by attorneys, but also committed by some non-attorneys as well. None of whom were me. Anyways, but yes, those holidays are very rough, as well as each of their birthdays, my birthday and Christmas. Those are the five big ones, the five big holidays. They're very hard. And I've gotten to a point where I am, we haven't been allowed to start healing. My children have not been allowed to start healing. I have not been allowed to start healing because all of this is still happening. And I have certainly gotten better, I believe, with handling those holidays psychologically and emotionally. But unfortunately, physically, my body definitely keeps the score. Subliminally, my body knows that there is trauma, that I am doing everything with my own higher thinking, with my own prefrontal cortex to try to kind of white knuckle through right now. That's exactly what's happening. And when you have fibromyalgia and the hypersomnia and narcolepsy on top of it, one of the things that triggers those flares that make life really hard for a little while is trauma, high instances of stress. That's just one of the things. I mean, there are other things too, like a cold can take me down in a weird way that a cold just shouldn't do that. And my body definitely keeps the score. Actually, that's a really good book. If you ever get a chance to read The Body Keeps the Score, it's about PTSD. It's not about what I'm talking about. But it's just a really good book. It's a good book. So yeah, it's been about 2 weeks since Mother's Day, and I have been in a flare the last couple weeks. It's been really hard to move around, all of that. They all know this. I mean, the people, obviously, they know. They knew I was sick before they did all this. And it's crazy. It's crazy how long people who are supposed to love not only myself, but also my children are willing to let this happen to us. Because it's being facilitated more than anyone realizes within those homes. Not this home, but within those homes. It's being facilitated by grooming. It's being facilitated by lies. And some of it is very covert grooming. And we're going to get into all of it. There's still so much left to say. I've made so many videos and there's still so much left to say. But I just want to make something very clear with this video, that this is no longer a custody issue situation. We're past that. We're so far past that. The damage has been done. It's a lot. It's a wrap. It's done. The damage has been done. It's been 3 years. You can't go back and change 3 years of what we've all been feeling. We are way past custody, and to boot, I don't have anything. I don't even have a name. I am still fighting to get a copy of this social security card. I even went so much as going to the police because I know that Josh's mother, Lisa, took it from my house because I got text messages from Josh, Lisa, and Emily, his girlfriend, when she did it, saying that she had it and they were acting like they were going to give it back. Now they're lying and saying that she didn't. Okay, girl. Now I have to go back, search. I have to go back 3 years, search all of, like, it's crazy. The whole thing is insane. These people are crazy. And it's even crazier that there are other adults around them that have to be. I mean, I understand that the other adults around these people are only getting one side of the story, which is another reason why I feel like it's been so important to me, for me to speak also, because another thing that I've learned the most difficult way possible is that if everyone's only speaking for you, they're going to make up whatever they want to make up. They can make you look like whatever they want. So it was important that I began to speak because more than just a few people had and probably still have, because there are people who still refuse to watching these videos. A very skewed, fabricated version of my character, who I am as a person and who I am as a mother. This isn't about custody anymore. We are in lawsuit land now. The damage has been done. Damage that my children will have to deal with for the rest of their lives. Having their mother ripped from them for no reason and very abruptly. My daughter cannot say, I want to text my baby every single day. I want to talk to her every single day. One of the reasons that I don't is because I'm putting her well-being in the company that she's with before my own maternal wants and needs of needing my child. Because it has been proven time and time again over the last 3 years that every time Mona makes any kind of not even statement, she shouldn't have to make a statement. The kids didn't do this. They're children. Anytime a little bit of healing starts to seem like it's happening, they bully her there. I know that they do. And even if they don't do it like to her face, maybe they're not like teasing her now. I mean, Mona's pretty tough. But Mona's also very smart. And Mona saw exactly what that family, part of my family, did to me for nothing. She knows what they're capable of, and she's not stupid. And I'm not saying that Mona doesn't love her daddy, because I know that she does, as all little girls should. I don't know. I understand that feelings are going to change as the truth comes out more. I will always be the person who encourages forgiveness within the hearts of my children. There will never be a time that I don't do that, not for the people who have hurt them, but for them themselves. Because I am not going to condone or facilitate either of my babies carrying hate in their heart for anyone. Because that's a lot more deleterious to their well-being than it is to the person that they're hating. I know that. I know that hate, you guys, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is like, hate is the world's most unique poison because it is most destructive to the only vessel in which it's ever held, which is us, which is our bodies. And it's not just emotionally and psychologically destructive, it's physically destructive too. My children are so young. Deacon will be 18 this year. I mean, custody there is absolutely a moot point. He's been lied to a lot longer than Mona was. going to say that very clearly. And I know that he has such conflict within himself. I know that because I'm his mama. My children are not being raised in any kind of environment that is in any conducive way of healing or moving forward. They're being taught horrible lessons about family and resilience. Honestly, they are being manipulated. At least Deacon is very much being manipulated and hold on to hate. I don't think Mo has it in her. I don't think she ever did, to be perfectly honest. I don't believe that about her. And Deacon wouldn't either, except he had a lot more time with certain people before I even realized that those people didn't have his best interest in their minds, as they have convinced somehow the whole world, that, including him, that they do. They don't. No person who has any child's best interest at heart is going to encourage them to unnecessarily hate one of their parents and not have a mother. Where's Deacon's mother? His mother's right here. I'm his mother. I'm his mama. Where's Mona's mother? How are the adults? How are the other adults, the adults in the periphery around the adults that were responsible for all of this, just cool with it? I understand so much that the idea, because it's been so long and because I have been speaking, a lot of people's minds have shifted because they're beginning to finally see the truth. But I just don't understand still, as a rational person, how anyone can have a conversation with any of those individuals about any of this, which I'm going to go ahead and assume they don't talk about it with anybody except each other because they're all in on it. How any person, adult in their periphery, can just not be like, oh, 3 years is a long time. That her mom, his mom, whatever, must have done something really horrible. I don't understand how any of these people have any support over it. It's baffling. It's absolutely baffling. And like I said, this has gone on for so long that is changing. Their lives are falling apart just because of how long they're trying to hold on to them. If this had ended 2 years ago, none of these videos would be being made. We would be talking about different videos right now. I don't love putting my baby's life online for the world to see, but I'm also not going to sit silently as they have been bought and sold, because I'm their mother. And regardless of I am perfectly willing as their mother to throw myself on the fire and say, hey, this isn't right. And what hurts me the most is that it's going to take another 10, 15 years probably for especially Mona, to really be able to understand what happened and be able to start speaking. And it will only be then that people will be like, you were right. It shouldn't take that long because it's common sense. Like, this is insane. This is crazy. The fact that I don't have a name is crazy. Another reason that the custody situation is a complete moot point at this juncture, even for Mona, is because I had to sell my paid off pickup truck. I lost everything when Jana made me homeless. And let's keep in mind, Josh didn't go to any of those court meetings. They had it all arranged so that it could all happen when he was out to sea, not fighting anymore. So I've heard he was getting his groove on. Whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. His mother did it. There's just so much to say, but I will end this video with making it very clear that I am still very much we are looking for basically personal loss attorneys is what we're looking for right now. And it's not going to be a hard job. The assignment's been done. I've done it. I've done the research. I've done it all. I just need someone to help me turn it in. And it's something that's going to be absolutely necessary for me to even get my life back together, even a little bit. I have nothing. I had to sell everything. What you see in this room is everything that I own, is everything to my name. Keep in mind, when I married Josh, I went into that marriage with property, annuity, and somehow they've Darvoed the whole situation into changing the narrative that I was the leech somehow because I got sick, which was not my fault. Anyways, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much once again for all of these words, all of your kind words. I can't, I don't know. All I can do is keep working, keep telling the truth, and I guess just kind of pray. It's been 3 years. I have no idea why this has been allowed to go on as long as it has. And I'm not the only person that doesn't understand that. Asking a 13-year-old young lady to stand up to a family who has already exiled that child's mother simply for not being able to house another part of her family, my own mother, and due to her daddy's family's crazy, is unfair to her. She's a smart girl. She's not going to do that. She knows what they're capable of. She's seen what they did to me. You think that my baby is dumb enough to think it's in any way normal that my own mother does not call me on my birthday and I am not at anybody's birthday? You think that my baby girl is dumb enough to believe that it's normal that I was not invited to any of the one of them didn't have a funeral, which I wouldn't have gone to that one anyways, but 2 of our family members have passed away in these last 3 years. And the one that did have a funeral, I absolutely would have loved to be there. I would have an amazing man. We lost an amazing man. I would have loved to pay my respects. I was not invited. When Jennifer's mom passed away last year, I sent a very kind text to Jennifer. I said, I'm very sorry. It was very supportive. I saw that text chain. It's wild. The text chain isn't wild, but the fact that nothing happened afterwards is wild. And then I was telling my friend Adam about it. What happened? And he goes, well, yeah, that's rough. Sometimes it does take death to bring a family together. And I was like, no, you're talking about a normal family, not this family. I was like, none of the adults called and told me this. At least none of the adults in that family called and told me this. I found out in other ways. They would not have called and told me that my grandma passed away or that Mona's grandpa passed away, who I actually liked a lot more than my grandma. So it's crazy. It's insane. It is insane that these insane people have been able to get away with what they have with me and my children, especially Ramona. She did not do anything to anyone. And I'll never understand how anyone in her family can have more spite for me than they do love for my child. That is insane. That is insane. Every single one of these people, by the way, I'm 99% sure are on needed psych meds. I'm the only person that isn't. Yeah, it's all insane. Visit courthousekidnapping.com. There's going to be a lot more to come. I just want to thank everybody. And if anyone knows a good personal injury attorney that is ready to sue for millions and go up against, that's a big problem that I'm having. It's not that the case is hard. It's not. It's very straightforward, actually. Very easy. Because they document it all themselves. Stupid. But the problem that I'm having is I think that there are social dynamics within attorney circles that non-attorney people are not going to understand, and I did not either until all of this happened. And it's only because of my psych background that I was even able to. But so, if anyone knows of a good attorney that isn't really even gonna have to do that much work, send them my way. My email is acourthousekidnapping@gmail.com. And I will be here. Working hard, my head down. I won't give up on these kids. When I started the second channel, Always the One Smiling channel, I really did think that I wanted to keep all of this custody stuff, this trafficking situation separate. I wanted the channels to be separate. But it wasn't very long before I realized that that's not going to work. I haven't seen my babies I haven't hugged my babies in 3 years. They are on my mind at every moment. There's no way I can move forward with anything in my life without, it hasn't gone away. I'm not going away. Accountability and reform is what's necessary to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else. But this whole situation has crumbled my life to a point to where I don't even have a name. That there's no way I'm going to be able to catch up in the hole with this sick body that they have put me in after taking everything from me without a lawsuit. There will eventually be many lawsuits because this isn't just one person didn't just do this. I'm so grateful for all of you. And life is messy sometimes, but this is extra bizarre. This just doesn't happen. It takes a lot of very ambitious criminals to make shit like this happen. I don't know. But stay tuned. Subscribe here. Subscribe to the next channel. It's just another Jamie. I also post these all on my Facebook. Facebook almost always sees them first. I'm a lot more active over there. So, thank you guys so much. You are all amazing. And I'm going to keep everyone posted. There's no reason not to. There's literally no reason not to. You know what's interesting, though? This is a good lesson, too. People think that when you have nothing left to lose, that's when you should stop fighting. But I see it the exact opposite. Why not fight harder? There's nothing left to lose. What? You know what I mean? Lots of good lessons here. Thank you guys so much. Hope everyone has a beautiful weekend. It's Friday. I'm thinking about going live tonight on Facebook too. So follow me on Facebook. It's Jamie C. Spence and join the lives sometime. Have a good time.